What's up, guys? You are watching Fite Feed. Coming out of UFC 321, I've officially taken myself to my bonfire so I can level up, take a break, like I'm in Elden Ring. Just needed to lick my wounds from that horrific main event that we all had to witness. But tonight, what we're gonna go through is I am going to break down the entire fight between Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane, because I have seen a lot of fake bullshit takes. I've seen a lot of things from fans who I feel like have never actually watched the sport, nor were they even paying attention the night of the fight. And I feel like it's only right, as someone who wanted Tom Aspinall to win, to review this with you all live. It's not actually live, but live, like, while I'm actually reviewing it. And I'm gonna post my honest reaction. I'm gonna highlight things that I find. It's a full breakdown for you guys. So all that I ask is if you guys could just engage below, let me know your thoughts. Let me know anything that you might have seen that I didn't call out. And please, guys, give this video a like, so that way, potentially, it can be shown to other viewers. Appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and dive into the breakdown. All right, guys, so I've got my iPad here. We are starting off the fight now. They come out, they touch gloves. All right, guys, here we go. Off the bat, Ciryl takes that nice far step in. So he is definitely stepping his way in there, trying to get into range. Right away, we've got a nice little lead foot battle going on between these two. You can see that happening here. And then you've got Ciryl gauging distance with the jab. Tom is trying to cut an angle there. He scoots out to the left. Oh, Tom steps in. Tom has won this lead foot battle here, right? Throws the first strike. It is just a cunt's hair away from Cyryl's face. Ciryl tries to counter, okay? Like, this is a good read from Ciryl. So Tom steps past, bang, he misses. Ciryl tries to throw the jab, I think it is, but he completely whiffs here. Doesn't hit anything. You see Tom? Shoot, nothing. Okay, so this causes them to have a little skirmish in the center here. Jason Herzog keen to it, watching every move. Tom steps back. He throws a nice body kick that really is, he's throwing to the body, but you can see Tom is actually kind of, you're going to notice this throughout this from what I've seen, guys. Tom targets that backhand of Ciryl, right? Because Cyryl's in the southpaw. Tom's targeting this arm to limit some of the power potentially that is coming from, not even just the power, but the effectiveness that might be coming from that hand, okay? So Tom throws that, he steps down, kind of moving around a bit here. Nice little level change from Ciryl, going to the body there. He does not hit him, I don't think. Because you can see here, guys, this is Tom's body, right? You're gonna see Cyryl's fist kind of come right into here. It just doesn't quite hit. Like, it's just there, but it doesn't hit him, okay? So thus far, I have 0 strikes for either guy. There's 1 strike for Ciryl right off this lead leg here. But Tom kind of scoots back with it, right? So it's not a full check. You can't really check those, in my opinion. And then this one, Ciryl goes to throw it again. Tom actually gets his hand down there to grab it. Ciryl pulls his foot back, but Tom throws a right hand. That right hand does not connect, but it kind of hits like the neck area, but not really. Tom's more reaching with it. So I wouldn't count that as a strike. It doesn't really land. But then Tom, grabs that foot, and he's showing this takedown attempt or threat, right? And Cyryl's kind of making sure, grabs Tom's hand that's attacking. Ciryl does a good job here. He gets his leg back. He stops this hand, but then he also gets his leg back. Tom is kind of on this blitz now, right? He's stepping forward. Throws this lead now from southpaw. That one does connect, I believe. It just barely touches him. It's definitely a hit. He hits him, but it's not significant. Then Tom's kind of recharging this right hand now. And that one just ever so slightly connects as well. So these are 2 clean strikes off the rip from Tom that I'm counting. I mean, I don't really know how the UFC counts their strikes, guys. If you've seen my other videos, the UFC clearly doesn't count certain knockdowns when they should be knockdowns. So I can never tell what which way is up, if you will, that UFC will go. Anyways, we're back. Cyryl's got his back against the fence. He goes right back into that trademark southpaw. Cyryl's doing a good job poking at the body here. He's not hitting him, though. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like, I think if he's doing anything, guys, it's literally like a touch on Tom. I can't tell an impact is happening there. Let me know in the comments. Is this guy actually getting connected on there? Or am I nuts? Am I just seeing things? Like, it doesn't look like it, because he almost like whiffs the hand out, right? And there's no thud. They step back into range. They're doing this lead hand paw the whole time, right? And it's so interesting because when you have the orthodox versus southpaw, both of your strong hands are your core weapon, right? That is, the right hand is money for that southpaw to be hit, and then the left hand is money for the orthodox guy to be hit, right? And you're going to see that here. Ciryl is doing a good job here because when they start off here with their lead foot are both intact, like one across from the other. But watch what Ciryl does. Ciryl quickly resets in stance, and then he cuts an angle there, right? So that's gonna pay dividends, as you see. I'll show you guys. So he kind of does this thing again, but now watch this time. He really commits to it. So he makes Tom think they're kind of in that same positioning. He kind of jump steps. He's now crossing this plane. He's gonna cross Tom's lead foot and he's gonna win this lead foot positioning, right? And what he does too that helps him is he paws that lead hand out there, right? So Tom thinks the jab's coming, but watch, Cyryl's gonna step through. His foot's on the outside of Tom's, and now look at this. This left hand is money. Bang. Look at that. Bang. And this is someone who wanted Tom to win, okay? So this is for you guys who, for whatever reason, are brainless and hate on Tom for whatever goddamn reason. This is for you guys. You can see it. Bang. This is a fucking textbook lead foot positioning win for Ciryl, and that money left hand right behind it on the nose of Tom, okay? I don't think Tom's nose is broken, by the way. A lot of people are saying that Tom's nose is broken. I don't know that that is the truth. I don't even think that was talked about or mentioned in Tom's video. Tom Aspinall, if somehow you ever saw this, can you confirm if your nose was broken? Because I don't think it was, but people are acting like it was because you had a little blood. Anyways, solid shot from Ciryl. I'm not taking anything away. That was a beautiful left hand, okay? So that, Tom's like biting down on the mouthpiece. He's like, okay. This is what you want to be a hero? If you guys ever seen, what's that fucking movie? Warrior with Tom Hardy. He goes and fights that Muay Thai guy. You want to be a hero? And then he like knocks the dude out. It's hilarious. Anyways, Tom is stepping back into range. They're doing this little fight again over that lead hand. Tom's kind of stepping in. This is a lot to break down, guys. Ciryl throws a leg kick. That one lands for Ciryl. So that's another strike for Ciryl. But Tom is throwing his jab. He just touches. I don't think he actually hits Ciryl here. But the right hand does connect, I believe. Let's see. God, that's such a hard angle to tell. I don't think that it landed, guys. Let me know if you guys think these landed. I can't tell from the angle, but I don't, just based off of Cyryl's head staying this position, I think that if these did land, his head would be going the other way. So here's another side kick to the leg from Ciryl. But guys, this one, I'm gonna have to say, this kick here, I haven't actually performed this strike or had it performed on me. So I know that this lead leg stomp is brutal on the knee, right? If you're hitting the knee. What Cyryl's kind of doing in this fight, though, is he's pushing down on the quadricep, which I'm sure doesn't feel good either. But I don't think that is going to fuck with Tom as much as if he went down here. And I don't want Ciryl to do that, so don't do that, Ciryl. That's good. That still lands, though. That's a landed strike for Ciryl. Now this one, here's a head kick from Tom, which actually it could have, it was definitely more of a head kick, but Tom throws that, and that hits the guard of Ciryl. And then, so Tom throws that, Cyryl's gonna circle out. Tom steps in, look at this, Tom is gonna win that lead foot positioning, but he doesn't commit to that. He kind of throws a lead hook. I think if Tom would have stepped in there and then threw the right hand, he could have caught Ciryl there if he won that leg positioning. But I think Tom was more so probably thinking on the cuff, like as Cyryl's circling out, throw a lead hook, right? Anyways, I think he like barely lands that, doesn't really land anything flushed. Ciryl circles out. Tom is now stepping back into range. Tom is look at this feint, and you've got Ciryl biting on that hard. He is worried about that fucking right hand, guys. That is exactly what that says to me. I like this from Tom. Tom kind of does the same motion of stepping in, which is his textbook right hand throw. But what he does is he kind of grabs at the guard or the gloves of Ciryl and throws a body knee, and that lands. That's right on the rib cage. So that's a great land from Tom. Ciryl does not land there. Tom lands a jab right up the center. Bang. People said that this is on the guard. That is not. That it hit Ciryl on the chin, and now Cyryl's guarding. Tom goes around his guard and lands right on the ear. So people try to say these were not lands. These are lands. This is going to go right into past the glove. You see it's past his glove here. Fuck that one up. And then Tom is going to wrap around the guard which is very clear because you can see Tom's hand behind in this little area. They're not the hardest lands, but he lands. Now they step back into range. And I hate when the UFC does this, guys, because the UFC will like get different angles, but sometimes they cut to the wrong angle and it actually makes it harder to tell what's happening in that moment. So anyways, Tom throws a lead leg stomp here and he gets it. His leg bounces out. And then Tom repeats that, but with a lead calf kick now on Ciryl. And both those land, because watch, Ciryl moves from the impact this way. See? Tom's getting him with that feint, fighting on all these feints. But Ciryl was getting Tom too. So this is good from Ciryl. Ciryl lands the body jab here, just ever so slightly. That's a land. I feel like I'm playing fucking Magic. Here's a lead leg stomp from Tom. I guess he goes to the quad too. Maybe that's just what they do. Maybe I'm an idiot. Now here's one from Ciryl. And Tom is kind of moving backwards. He's pulling his leg out of there. I don't know if that landed, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say it did. Look at this feint. Look at that. Look at how fucking bad that feint is. So Tom, I'm not a fighter, bro. But if you see this, next fight, do this again. And the second Ciryl bites on that, I want you to throw a lead head kick. Throw this lead head kick right around and you will kick him on the face. Because he'll be like this. His face will turn and your shin could not hit his chin and send him to the ether. And we can end this whole controversy. Just do that. Right as he goes, whoop, your fucking foot, or plant this foot outwards and hit him with a fucking hook from hell. You know what you're doing. Just I'm seeing creative ways you could get this done, Tom. So here's one from Ciryl. Cyryl's winning this positioning. He gets his foot around Tom's here. And this is really good movement from Ciryl, guys. Like, this is very high level. He's a big dude. He's back here. But watch how he kind of ducks down to almost go for a feint. And then like he slowly glides in. And he's able to land a nice, hard left hand to the chest of Tom, which is a great shot. It's a good shot from Ciryl. Tom attempted that kick, missed it though. Tom goes for this takedown. Not really a full takedown attempt here, but he kind of gets Ciryl latched up. And Cyryl's kind of pushing off, but Ciryl does a good job. He circles out. Tom looked like at first, guys, that he was like just trying to figure out that distance, but also try to figure out the movements of Ciryl, because Cyryl's very slick on the feet. These two are just battling that lead foot positioning here, guys. But now Tom kind of breaks the rhythm. He throws the head kick. And guys, this is not a blocked head kick in my opinion. Watch this. He does get the guard up, but Tom's foot completely smacks Ciryl on the head there. Look at his head. Boom. Cyryl's got a fucking dome on him though. He fucking ate that shit. And then Tom is right on the offense. Tom's moving in. That was a huge strike though, guys, from Tom. Like, bang, look at that head kick. That's something that we don't see every day, especially at heavyweight, guys. Tom's back on it, throws a lead hook, catches him there, but the right misses. Tom's just got a little bit of a leaky nose. I think it's just, he got punched and he's got a bloody nose. It happens. It happens to us white folk. I get bloody noses all the time, by the way. But here we go. So Cyryl's throwing a body jab. He does not hit him. Like, tell me, guys, this does not look like it's hitting Tom. If it's hitting Tom, it's barely touching him. They're both kind of stammering that lead foot, trying to get that lead foot positioning. A nice lead leg stomp. Is it though? So Ciryl picks up his foot to stomp, but Tom picks up his foot too. And I feel like it doesn't really connect. Or maybe it did. Okay, it looks like it did. Yeah, okay. So Tom is kind of throwing a hook. He lands with the hook though. That lands on Ciryl, but Tom doesn't commit to this right hand because he's kind of off-centered from that leg kick from Ciryl. Tom throws a body kick. It kind of hits Ciryl right on the hip here. So Tom is just like, anytime he's inside, guys, this dude is fucking ferocious. He is just throwing something at him. Like if there's even like for when they break up from like an exchange, Tom just doesn't have a reset. He goes right into his next attack. So you gotta love to see that. Throws this body kick out there. Ciryl can then steps in. I like this from Ciryl. It's some aggression. But you know what I don't like from Ciryl, guys? This is the first fucking eye poke. So at 3 minutes and 11 seconds into the first round, Ciryl says, "I don't like how you move in on me. I'm now going to slice your eyes." Look at this. He steps forward, tries to like pretend like he's gonna grab his hands, and he fucking literally, watch this. Bang. He's like, that looks, I don't know, man. That looks sus the way he did that. But I think it's because Tom's going for a takedown. That's all the reason why. So Tom goes for this takedown. Everyone goes, "Oh, block this takedown attempt." Dude, guys, you know what? Let's take it with that mindset, okay? If you really think about it, this is the best takedown defense that you could ever have. So guys, whoever's fighting Khamzat next, Follow Ciryl Gane's approach. Holy fuck. Khamzat's opponent is supposed to be Nasruddin. This fucking works out, guys. Nasruddin, just do your thing. Just at some point in the fight, get frustrated and step forward like you're going to clinch him and just poke him in the eyes. Boom. Poke him in the eye. Boom. Like that. Just like that. And oh, sorry, I didn't know. I fell. Oh, he tried to take me down. So anyways, Tom goes for a takedown. Obviously, Tom is unable to get a takedown because his eyes are gouged. Tom's like, okay, that's how we're going to fucking play it. Look at this fucking face. I am going to fuck you up. He jabs. I don't know if that hit. I don't know. Tom was tentative this time, guys, because usually he's throwing the right hand behind that. But maybe he just didn't see. I bet, Tom has high fight IQ, guys. I don't think he saw the opening there. It'd be a dream if Tom Aspinall saw this and he could tell me if I'm right or wrong. Maybe someday. I like this, though. This is a tricky thing. So, Cyryl's doing this thing. Cyryl's just continuously circling out, guys. He's circling out. He's circling out. Tom throws a nice spinning body kick. He developed a spinning body kick at 32. Fucking right on that hip, dude. Maybe Cyryl's hip is fucking injured. I don't know. That shit hurts. You ever fucking hurt your hip, y'all? This fire's going nice, guys. Love it. Hopefully you're picking up the crackling and hopefully it's not too loud because I don't want it to be annoying. So here we go. Wait, this is the first one. So guys, this right here, Cyryl's going to throw a leg kick. This is the thing that's really frustrating me about the stats for this fight. And this is something the UFC has to work on. They have to fix this, especially for fucking dweebs and nerds like myself. How is it considered a landed leg kick if the opponent checks it? Because the way I understand it, I actually don't know how they score punches. So like when I punch, if I'm punching an opponent, I hit them, but I hit their guard, does that count as a strike or is it a block strike, right? That's the thing that I can't seem to understand, right? Because if you're considering that a block strike, not a significant strike landed, then you would have to assume the same for a checked leg kick. Because checked leg kicks, we've even saw, like Alex Pereira obviously fucked up Israel's legs, but Israel mentioned too that Alex hurt him a couple times checking his kicks. So like you have to consider that that's actually a benefit for the defensive striker there who might be actually getting more damage off. And in this strike here, Ciryl throws a leg kick. Tom moves his shin back. Tom checks that with his shin. So Cyryl's hitting all shin on that one. But if you look at the stats, Ciryl landed 13 of 13. I don't consider that a land because he's blocking it. But you'd have to correct me, guys. I wouldn't imagine that landing on the guard counts as a significant strike. Anyways, stepping back. Tom's kind of got the fingers out a little bit. Not bad, though, because he's pointing them down at least in most of these parts. Guys, this is a lot of anticipation. Tom he feinted a lot, guys, in his first round, but I think he's just trying to get his reads. But I'm like, he could have maybe thrown a couple more of those right hands just instead of feinting, just going for it. But he had to be worried because Gane had a cheeky jab. Really, if you think about it, though, guys, at this point in the fight, we're at 2 minutes 30. There's not much happening here. This is like a little lull in activity for these guys. Gane lands a body jab there, I think, so we'll give him that. Tom throws a right hand that catches Ciryl just as he goes to block. So watch Tom's hand. It's going to touch right there. It touches Ciryl, but Ciryl rolls with punches, right? So right as it kind of hits him, he's falling back. He rolls with stuff. He does a good job at that. Kind of resets here, gets back into his southpaw, feints a nice little lead foot attack there on that side. Ciryl throws the jab. That one lands, I think, to the side of the head. Tom's kind of feigning out there, trying to see what Ciryl moves. Okay, I like this from Tom. So Tom reads this. Ciryl kind of resets into southpaw. Tom switches into southpaw himself, throws a nice hard leg kick right on Ciryl, right? So he gets this. Bang! Look at that hard leg kick, man. I like this from Tom. Tom kind of feints that he's going to go grab Ciryl. Ciryl kind of moves out of position. And I think this is nice, guys, because Tom is kind of putting a bunch of different things out there, right? He's making Ciryl think about these different attacks that he might bring, whether it be the single leg attack or grabbing a clinch attack, just doing different things that will make him think outside the box, which will open up other attacks, I think, for Tom. This is a nice lead leg stomp from Ciryl here, right there, like nice and short. I like that. That's a powerful one because that's going to fuck Tom's leg up a bit. Now, here's Tom. Tom lands one off to the side. Dude, this is some matrix. Ciryl gets out of the way of that. That's some good shit there. Look at that. That's sick, dude. He gets out of the way of that one. And then here's the jab. So watch this. Ciryl does the lead foot attack, guys. Look. Cyril's able to kind of like transition as his body can just like transition in the middle, right? He's got my fucking long ass. Like he can like be in mid movement and pull that leg over just effortlessly. And watch this. It goes right over and he's able to land that. I think, no, Tom does the Matrix. Look, misses. Tom's doing the Matrix too, guys. That is crazy. And then we got a nice teep attack that lands for Tom right on the midsection of Ciryl. Let's see. Does he dig the toes in? No, but he flat foot kicks him. Shout out to Elena. Ciryl throws a nice leg kick there. Wait, let's see. Yeah, that one Tom did not check, I don't think. So that one lands from Ciryl. Guys, am I crazy or has Ciryl not thrown I don't think he's thrown 13 leg kicks yet. I don't think he's even close to that, but maybe I'm just not seeing it. I don't know. Jab, body jab from Ciryl, that partially lands. I wouldn't consider that a land. That maybe touched Tom. Guys, this is the thing. As we go through this, the thing I have to call out is how much has Ciryl really landed like a hard shot? Like he landed the one shot on Tom's face, but Tom landed a head kick around the guard. Tom's landed other like medium size shots to Ciryl this entire round. And like the thing I'm noticing is like I just don't feel like Cyryl's thrown that many shots to the head that would make you kind of like think, oh, this is kind of like winning off of one big moment, really, in a lot of people's minds. This is a solid moment here, though. So Ciryl finally lands that jab again. This one is what bloodies up Tom's nose a little more. That's a solid shot, right? But Cyril's being strategic. He landed a solid shot in the beginning of the round, solid shot at the end. And in the middle, he's peppering with body shots and little fucking bitch kicks. And it tells a different story, though. He's like a storyteller with his fighting. And then he also will eye guide you if you take him down. Anyway, that one lands. It's a solid punch. That's a good... Nope, this one is check, guys. So watch. He's going to throw it. You're going to see Tom move his leg. He checks that one right on the shin. It looks like it. And you got Ciryl kind of like... I think that kind of hurt Ciryl, dude. I don't know. He kind of like shimmies afterwards. And I don't know. You could tell he's like... It's hard to tell, though, because these fighters have such good poker faces. But he kind of is circling out. I don't know. His leg just... He keeps like sidestepping now. It almost seems like he's... I don't know, man. We watch Tom does the fake body thing, and Ciryl pretends to throw the overhand, and Tom starts laughing, right? He's like, yeah, that was good. Look at how Tom looks. Look at that spin. Sup, dude. Sup, dude. So they're laughing. Have a good time. They do a little pat of the gloves there. That's a good stomp from Ciryl that lands. That's a really good stomp. I like that one. And then, guys, this is a solid jab from Ciryl, too. So look at that. Really good angle. Look at that. That is money. That's a money shot. But Tom lands too, guys. So watch. The jab hits, but Tom's lead hand smacks Ciryl. And actually, Ciryl had a mark on his eye. If you guys saw him at the press conference, that might be from that shot because it's the perfect angle for it. And that's the thing that the camera doesn't show, guys. It's like we have a perfect angle of Tom's face, but we're not seeing Cyryl's. And that's the problem. It's like now from a fight telling or a fight history perspective, this looks as though Ciryl like landed way more significantly, but we can't see what Cyryl's face looks like and how he reacted. But Tom throws a hook behind it that just ever so slightly touches. Tom's not fazed by that, guys. He wasn't even hurt by it. Like the blood is just blood. He's not hurt. He's not showing any signs of being dazed. His legs are completely there. Cyryl's just money with that jab, though. Ciryl lands it again. So it was the end of the round. As I mentioned about Ciryl, I'm like, it doesn't seem like he's throwing that much. It's because he waited until really the end to start peppering shots at you. He's doing really good to end the round. But, dude, he's doing the typical, like they say how you tell a story, right? The first and the last is usually what people are stuck with or remember if you do it the right way. But if you have shit happening in the middle, people forget it. So Tom throws this body kick. I like this. So he's kicking that hip, which is it's actually kind of smart if you think about it, because if he can hurt him in the hip, that will fuck up his mobility quite a bit. Cyryl's kind of lollygagging now. I win the fight, I win the round, I land a good shot. Good job. For me, no Tom Aspinall. No, for me, no Tom Aspinall. Okay, Tom throws a nice heavy calf kick here. Boom. Look at that. He says, fuck you, you move this way, I make you move that way, bitch. Boom, look at that. People don't want to talk about that, though. You're all fucking getting buckled by a damn leg kick. Bang, bang, bang. Like the dude fighting the golfer. Anyway, Jason Herzog, one of the best in the business. Here's Tom. He kind of feints a nice little lead attack. Throws the right hand, catches Ciryl. See that? Look at that. Catches Ciryl right on the dome. We're at 40 seconds, and this is where Ciryl does his signature, guys. Say, you just punched my face. Now I have to show you business, my guy. To show you business here. Come on, try to come in. Try to come in. I just I dare you to come in, and I poke you right in your fucking eye. You think? No, that wasn't a poke. Sorry, guys. That was a punch. So he throws the jab, catches Tom. The left hand misses. That's where Tom's got to be careful, because if Ciryl can land that quick, I think it's just Tom's too fast, where it's like he was already kind of backing out after getting hit. But if Ciryl can land that quick, he could probably drop him if he gets a nice quick 1-2 off instead of just throwing the jab attack. But right here, Tom throws a nice stomp himself on Ciryl, and that's where Ciryl throws the eyes. Look at that. So I think, okay, if we're going to be objective about this is where we have to talk about. It's definitely less egregious from Ciryl. It's still egregious as hell. Okay. But I think when you consider that Tom, and I don't think a lot of people are considering this, when you consider that Tom hit his other leg, in this case, his lead leg out, Cyryl's going to be kind of losing balance, right? And he might actually have been trying to grab something with Tom's to hold himself up, maybe. But regardless, this is like he went right into the eye. And guys, you're not going to see it from this picture, but if you watch it in slow-mo, Cyryl's index finger goes right into the left eye of Tom. It's the middle and ring finger. They go like this with Tom's eye centered. So Ciryl hit both the outside and inside and pushed upwards, which would feel like rape of the eyes, and just kind of slaughters Tom's eyes. Tom's like, what the fuck, man? You fucking, why you poke me in the eyes? Poke me in the eyes. Trying to talk like Tom is hard. Fucking Guru's got that shit down. But that's all she wrote, guys. And what I have to say in watching that with all of you is I think both guys were having a lot of success. I think that some of the efforts of Tom Aspinall have been like either overshadowed or just not talked about at all. Like a lot of the check leg kicks. But I also think that some of the angles that have cut for certain parts of the fight have done Tom a disservice. I think I called that out in that one shot where he lands Ciryl lands a jab, but Tom lands, I think, the right hand or lead hand around and on the other side of Cyryl's face where we can't see it. And so those things, I feel like, are things we have to talk about and call out. I think that Ciryl, like I said, picked up the fight as it went on. I think Ciryl landed probably 4 or 5 of his head strikes in the last 2 minutes of that round. I think Ciryl had some success, but due to a lot of the stuff that Ciryl was throwing, in my opinion, until he started throwing at the end of the round, a lot of the fucking leg kicks and body kicks, not even body kicks, he didn't go one body kick, not one head kick, and the leg kicks were just pitter-patter. None of them were really that hard. There was the one stomp I liked that I called out. But if I'm considering just overall activity, I think Tom was definitely the more active fighter throughout that round. Like, yes, Ciryl had a couple more significant strikes, but if you count those bullshit body jabs that I think that they probably counted, because I don't even think I saw 30 strikes from Ciryl, but you guys tell me. Yeah, I don't think I saw 30 strikes, and I don't know that I saw 27 from Tom, but it all goes fast anyway. So my opinion, guys, is Tom got eye gouged, okay? And it's not Tom's fault. That's Cyryl's fault. And any of you who think Tom's a quitter, none of you have fought. I guarantee it. None of you have fought. None of you have been a champion in an organization. And this is, to call out the Chael Sonnen and the Anthony Smith. They're talking about what they would do. It's like, yeah, dude, what you would do is not what Tom would ever do, because Tom's done the antithesis of what you did. You guys lost how many fucking times in your careers, okay? And I'm not a fighter, so I'm never going to sit there and say one thing or the other about what a fighter should do, because I haven't earned that ability to do that, and I probably will never earn that ability because I can't do the shit you guys do. But it's like you guys saying Tom should have done this or that. You are talking about someone who hasn't done what you've done, because he's achieved more in that sport than you have. And that's just the plain and simple way to put it. He has reached the pinnacle of the sport as a champion. You guys didn't achieve that. You came close, but you didn't achieve it. So why is Tom going to do what you would do? Because the statistics are out there. They've actually posted like statistics like 73% or more, or I don't even know. You guys will have to look it up. But fighters that are unable to, or say they're able to continue with after an eye poke, like 70+% of the time lose. So why should Tom do that just for our honor? Like, that's the dumbest shit ever. Especially, like, he's not the challenger. Like, people bring up these excuses about DC doing that. First of all, DC
I raped Stipe in their first fight. That's one thing people don't want to talk about. People want to talk about Stipe being the eye gouger. No. Daniel Cormier fucking eye gouged Stipe so bad in the first fight. Stipe had to get surgery and was out for a year. Okay? He got KO'd because he continued after the bad eye poke. Besides the point, when Stipe did it to Daniel Cormier, and obviously it was unintentional, but Daniel Cormier is the challenger. So he is the one who has something to fight for then, right? And not to say that Tom didn't either, but it's like, why should Tom risk his belt and his status as a champion because another fighter fouled him? You guys that are out here acting like a foul should just be allowed because it's someone you don't like, you're the reason this fan base has become so brain rot and stupid. Like, I can't even fathom how dumb that is. You don't want to blame the fighter who did the foul, who's done multiple fouls in several other fights. And I know, guys, Ciryl seems like the nicest guy ever. So I'm not going to sit here and say he's like doing this shit on purpose. I just think that it's like, it's in the moment, shit happens. But you cannot doubt the pattern, okay? Even if he's the nicest guy, he could have a mean streak in the cage. Ciryl could become like the evil villain when he gets in the cage. I don't know what his fucking name would be. Leon. Not Caesar. And now I poke you in the eyes. Like, he may change his whole vibe once he gets in the cage. So take that how you will. Quiet. The fire's out. Oh. Shut up. But yeah, guys, my overall take on this fight is that both guys had success, and it's hard for me to put a finger in who actually won the first round. I think if you're going to base it off of damage, visible damage, it has to go to Ciryl based on what we saw, but it's a close margin there because Tom did have way more octagon control and just way more consistent striking throughout. I also think he threw the more brutal strikes. A lot of Ciryl strikes, guys, were not thrown with intent to hurt Tom, in my opinion. Like, he's throwing these little pitter-patter body shots and pitter-patter fucking leg kicks. Everything Tom was throwing was with the intention to hurt Ciryl. Like, he wanted to hurt him in every single strike. And you can't fucking argue that. Watch the video. You cannot argue that. I'm going to cut it here, guys. I hope you enjoy this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And thank you for being a fight feeder. I will see you all in the next one.